It was very rude. So then we broke up. And then he was like, no, wait, I'm bipolar. I'm actually going through a lot of stuff. The long and the short of it is he actually made up that diagnosis, like fake going to the doctor or fake talking about it with his family, because he had been cheating on me pretty much the entire time. And I hadn't caught on to it. Because I think I'm not like a suspicious person.
Oh my God, y'all. I really wish women talked more about how many fake illnesses, fake injuries, fake blah, whatever that men come up with to trick us into staying in awful relationships, if not downright abusive ones. And I don't think women realize how common this is. So before I share my own personal experience with this, with an injury, like these men will literally create entire cancers. I mean, they literally will just create a story and fully commit to it and should get an Oscar or an Emmy for that an Emmy, because an Oscar is just a movie. An Emmy is like seasons, years of like committing to this fake BS story. But go watch that whole video. I love watching her stuff. And she's talking about like, bipolar or whatever. And so I've talked about that before, because it's not just physical injury. It is like mental stuff. Oh, I'm bipolar. Oh, I'm depressed. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And they will literally make, even if they are those things, they will then weaponize those things to get you to center them and put their, mental health above your own. And above your own safety, because these men are dangerous. And I've said this before. I've made whole videos on it. If a man is like threatening unaliving himself to guilt you into staying, that man is abusive. That's abuse. That's abuse. Call the authorities, like the mental health authorities, and have them deal with it. But please do not believe him. But that is another video. It deserves its whole thing. I want to talk about physical illnesses. Please let me know. Every time I ever touch on this subject, my comment section is full of like the most horrifying examples. So that for me, it was my ex's back. When I was on family vacation, first time I left him alone, and I've talked about this too, like anytime, if you're with an abuser or just like whatever, a man who is just like not a good partner and is super selfish, and also like a king baby, if you go and do something without him, he oftentimes will do like mess something up while you're gone. I have a friend whose ex got a DUI while she was on family vacation, right? So that ruined her family vacation. And then she also learned she can't leave him alone by himself, right? I mean, like they hate it when you go and enjoy time alone. So my ex had a mysterious back injury happen as soon as I got on family vacation. I know, I was like enjoying time with my sister, who I never get to see. And then one of my best friends was on that trip too. I was like, and this man blew up my phone the whole time. My back, my back, my back, my back. And I'm like, I'm confused. Where did you hurt your back? Apparently climbing. This man's not a climber. This man was not the climber. Like, I have now realized that he literally made all this up. Okay? This is where it started, was this back injury, which then went on our entire relationship. Was like orbited around this fake injury, because but that is what actually justified all of his bad moods. Anytime he was in a bad mood, he's like, oh, but my back, my back, my back. Now, I did everything to try to get this man help. I literally sat in the ER, like when he got violent the first time that he got violent. He always blamed it on his back, right? And so after that trip, we went straight to the ER. I stayed there all night, like 12 hours waiting, because you had all these emergencies are always going to take priority over this dumb narcissist BS backstory. I mean, and now that I know he made it up, makes it all the more crazy. And even when I went to the ER, I knew that this may be a long time. So I packed my little diaper bag for the day of baby with a Kindle and a few water bottles and some snacks so we didn't have to spend it on the vending machine. I came prepared. This is the man that taught me that I would have been a good mom if I wanted to be, but I don't want to be. And dating men like this. So if you're a child-free woman and you end up with a man like this, good luck. You're a mom now, except your child is terrifying. And so we sat in the emergency room, and then, and then we finally got in a room alone, and that's when he threw a chair across the room. It was just like, of course, he only does this stuff in private. And then they were like, we don't know what's wrong with his back. They couldn't figure out anything wrong with his back, right? So, but they gave him some meds. He never took the meds. My friends were like, did like the homeopathic stuff. I got gels, I got creams, I got everything. I gave this man massages all the time. I did everything for this man's back and it never got better. It just got worse mysteriously. And yet that injury is what literally made me justify his rage that I started to tiptoe around. His quiet rage or his outright rage or the threat of him. You know what I mean? This is how they control you, with fake injuries and fake mental health issues and fake blah, 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 because they just lie. I swear, if men put even a fraction of the effort into loving women that they put into tricking women, this world would be so different. But some of them just get off on tricking you, on lying, and it works. And that what I love that she talked about in that video is because it never in a million years would have occurred to me that this man made it up. Like, I don't know why it has taken me so long to stop giving men the benefit of the doubt. But here we are. I did not realize until years later that whole back thing was BS. Because it would just disappear and then reemerge at the most perfect time, right? Like, and then I started hearing other survivors talk and they all had some sort of mysterious this or that or whatever that justified them staying, justified these men exploiting our empathy and our like maternal instincts or whatever it is you want to call it. I didn't even think I had maternal instincts until I dated this man. Like I said, wow, I would have made a great mom. A really codependent one though. I'd have to work on that if I ever wanted kids. I mean, look, again, my dog, he's just living his best life in the chair and I'm on the floor. This is the only king baby allowed in my life. But he doesn't have the entitlement of a king baby. Well, he kind of does. But that's because whatever. But here's the thing. In addition to all this, so my husband sometimes, his back hurts. He's afraid to tell me because he's afraid it's going to trigger me. He's afraid that I'm going to assume he's lying. You know, like there's so many things that, you know, I really try to keep my nervous system responses and trauma responses in check so I don't blow up my marriage, right? Because it's so easy to project everything that man and all the men before him did. No, it's kind of a joke between us at this point because he knows that I know that he would never lie about that, right? But this is like the long-term damage of this stuff. Is that I don't know who to believe, what men to believe, because so many men have lied and lied. And I'm not saying women don't do this. I'm not saying that women can't be manipulative, abusive, blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you, this is so common with men. And part of it is because they know that we have been conditioned in this system to worry about them, to worry about everybody but ourselves when it comes to men. And so the ones who date us and marry us are like, jackpot. Anytime I need to like get what I want or cheat or whatever. By the way, my ex was cheating that whole time too. He cheated. I found out he was sending emails on Craigslist or posts on Craigslist to Santa Fe, Albuquerque, Colorado Springs, that town, Roswell, the alien town or whatever. Places that are like so far away, trying to get people to have schmegs with them. I'm surprised that I don't have an STI, honestly. I don't even know how. And that all started long ago when the back injury started. So if these men come up with something that seems to take up a lot of space in your relationship, there's a good chance that man's lying about it. Especially if he doesn't have a good track record of being honest. If he has some of the other red flags, pay attention to that. I don't care how good he eats this, because all the hobos eat this well, and a lot of the narcissists eat this well, because this is life and death, baby. As long as I give you this, then you're like, well, maybe. They're lying. Don't give these men the benefit of the doubt until they have earned it, and even then, always have a little side eye until you know after years and years and years of experience of consistency with someone that, okay, he's probably not lying. Because this is how these men trap us. And it works.